Hi everyone, let's have a look now at the draft thesis assignment and the peer review assignment. So back on the Blackboard homepage and jumping into the assignment info folder. If we scroll down a bit, we've got the draft thesis and outline assignment and then the peer review assignment. So after you've started to define your project through your proposal assignment and then started to work towards your research to support your research essay in the annotated bibliography assignment, you'll be required to construct a draft thesis and outline of your project. Now, this project is a little bit different in that it has no marks attached explicitly to it, but it will contribute significantly to the success of your research essay, so it can be worth negative marks if you don't do it or you hand it in late. So it's worth 0, but if you hand it in late, it starts to accrue negative marks towards your research essay. This is because I think this is a really important part of the research essay composition process, and I want to make sure everyone does it. This is also because it's directly linked to your peer review project. So by you not doing your draft thesis or outline, you put extra pressure on your partner in the peer review assignment and start to put pressure on the deadline for them. So it's not fair to them. So this isn't explicitly worth any marks, but it's worth negative marks if you don't do it or you hand it in late. So you'll submit a draft of your thesis statement. Maybe we should call that a working thesis statement because it will probably change as you work through your process. And a thorough outline of your research essay to me via Blackboard and to your peer review partner. When it gets closer to the due date for this assignment, I'll randomly assign peer review partners. Again, there's a sample assignment in Blackboard that you should have a look at. In preparation for this, your thesis statement or your working thesis statement should clearly present your argument, and your outline should identify your main supporting points. If you can, at this point, include any support you have for those points from your scholarly sources. If you have some quotes or statistics or paraphrases or summaries that you can include to show your reader how you're going to support your main ideas, it would be useful for you to include those now. Include as much material as you can in your outline. There's no specific word count expectation for this assignment, partly because people will be at different stages of their process and partly because people will be working on different topics. If you want to do something like write a full rough draft, you can absolutely do that. If you're more of a planner and you formulate your essays through strict outlining, then do that instead. Like I say, include as much material as you can in your outline. At the very least, you should have topic sentences for your main points and some idea about how your resources will support those main points. So you need, at the very least, to have an explicit thesis statement, to have topic sentences for each of the body paragraphs that will support that thesis, and then building in some support from your resources to back up those main points backing up your thesis statement. The thesis statement should be a fully developed sentence, but if you want, the remainder of the outline can be in point form. If you want to write a full rough draft, that's absolutely fine. Regardless of your approach, whether you draft or come up with a detailed outline, the more details you can include at this stage, the better. The better for me, and the better for you, and the better for your peer review partner. If you hand in something that's 3 sentences long, your peer review partner is going to really struggle to write 500 words in response to that. This draft and thesis outline is a chance, not a change. That's a typo. This is a chance for you to test the logic of your argument, the organization of your paper, and the relevance of your supporting resources. So take this opportunity that you've got for me to look at your work and for someone else in the class to look at your work and to offer really strong feedback at this point. Let's have a quick look at the sample assignment. Here's a sample draft / outline. This one starts off by offering a simple title, describes in point form what will be discussed in the introduction, and then makes a explicit thesis statement here. When considering the environment, ethics, and health, a plant-based diet is superior to an omnivorous diet. We can see how this is an argument because someone could reasonably take the other side of this and say, no, you know what, if we consider those things, I'm going to say that a plant-based diet is not superior to an omnivorous diet, that we should actually be eating more insects or something like that, which is an argument that many people are actually making now. So that's a thesis because it clearly makes an argument about the topic. This is what we might call an expanded thesis statement because it highlights the three main ideas that will be discussed in the body paragraphs. So as we can see, as we move into paragraph 1, so body paragraph 1, plant-based and the environment. First thing mentioned in the thesis statement, the environment. So a really strong example of a carefully organized essay. The thesis statement lays out the three main points, and then the outline follows that organization. Plant-based in the environment, got a topic sentence, animal agriculture has considerably more impact on the environment compared to plant agriculture. A nice simple topic sentence. Here we've got some quotes from some of the resources that this person has used, and nicely organized there, and then it moves into the second body paragraph. As we can see, the ethics. Here we see the second thing mentioned in the thesis statement. The expanded thesis statement is ethics. Again, formulating some of the topics that will be discussed in this body paragraph, including even some quotes, and then moves on to the third body paragraph, plant-based diet and health. And if we look back, the third topic mentioned in the thesis statement is health. So really carefully organized, and again, including some of the main supporting points for this after a topic sentence, and some of the resources and how they'll be used. And then recaps everything in the conclusion and summarizes the main argument being made and the supporting points. So this is a really strong example of the type of thing that you want to produce for your draft outline. Again, if you want to sort of flesh this out and write a full-fledged rough draft, that's fine, but that's not expected of you at this point. Let's have a look at the partner assignment to the draft thesis and outline assignment, and that's the peer review assignment. So based on your draft thesis and outline, someone will complete a peer review assignment. So as I said before, I'll randomly assign partners, and on the day that your draft thesis / outline is due, you will submit a copy of that to me and also a copy to your partner. So once you've received your partner's draft thesis and outline, you'll write a 500-word response to that, a review of that. So 500 words, page and a half roughly. This is worth 5% of your final grade. And this assignment requires you to read and critique your peer's draft thesis and outline, randomly organize you into groups, etc. You'll compose a 500-word analysis and critique, including concrete examples and suggestions for improvement. You might say things like, I don't understand how the claim made in the second body paragraph is related to your thesis statement. How could you revise your topic sentence in that second body paragraph to make this connection more obvious? This isn't supposed to be an exercise in cheerleading, right? It doesn't do your partner much good to just say, this is really wonderful, everything you did was excellent. What you want to be doing is providing them with suggestions for how they can improve their work. Identify areas of weakness, look carefully at their organization. Is their thesis statement strong? Is the logic of their argument clear? Do they contradict themselves, or are there particular parts that are vague or confusing or wordy? So don't simply identify the strengths of your partner's work. You can definitely explain why particular parts are strong. See if they have a really strong thesis statement, identify that and tell them what makes it strong. Or if you like the way their paper is organized, make sure to mention that. But that shouldn't be the focus. Their focus needs to be analysis and critique. How can they make this project better? How can they make this essay better? That said, don't be rude. Insults or rudeness will not be tolerated. If you're insulting your partner or being rude, you'll simply just get a 0 for this assignment because that's not acceptable. If you're not sure what to talk about, your critique should start by focusing closely on three main things: the clarity and focus of your partner's thesis statement. We talk so often about the centrality of a thesis statement to a successful research essay. So focus on the coherence of their argument. Also look at the strength of your partner's topic sentences and the organization of your partner's essay. I also want you to think carefully about how your partner has used evidence or resources to support their argument. You might also identify recurrent spelling, grammar, or referencing problems, the more technical and proofreading related issues that might show up, but don't make those the focus of your peer review assignment. I want you to focus on what we might call the higher order concerns, the argument, the organization, the logic, the incorporation of evidence and resources, the strength of topic sentences, the strength of the thesis. Those more important and higher level concerns. For the peer review assignment, I'll be grading you on your analysis and critique of your partner's essay. Have you identified the strengths and weaknesses of your partner's project, particularly your analysis of their thesis statement, your analysis of their topic sentences, your analysis of their organization, and your analysis of their use of evidence and resources? I also want to see concrete suggestions that you provide. Don't just say something about the confusion in paragraph 3. How can they improve that? What concrete steps can they take to make that project stronger, to make that paragraph stronger, to make that sentence or make that point more clearly? As always, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about either the draft outline assignment or the peer review assignment.